Wow, if I sit here as a shadow, so like if I move my mic, does that go away? And now you see it. And look, if I mess with this setup anymore, I'm gonna go another 200 days without recording. Cause hey, what's up guys? My name is Tyler and it's new year, I'm in a new setup. Obviously, I haven't done this in forever, but I got a video to do. I got an Arnold Palmer to crack open, and I have, how many? Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 64. Oh, 64. I could have. No! I'm not gonna lie, it feels good to be back. There is so much that I can ramble on about, but 90% of it probably won't even relate to this video. So you know what? Let's just do it. Okay, Night Swim. I always start off my year with a horror movie. Night Swim was low-key, I don't want to say terrible, but it wasn't great. So I'm gonna give it a C+. Yeah, I'm gonna do a C+ for that one. The Beekeeper. The Beekeeper. The Beekeeper for me was like a solid A+ or an S, but for now, it's just gonna be an A+. Unlike my Jason Statham impression, which is probably an A. Jason Statham is great, and I feel like some of these movies I might be dismissive of, like Night Swim, it did have some, I mean, okay, a scary movie based in a pool. Like, that's what the trailer gave us, and I'm like, how do they make that work? But then obviously there's some lore and things like that, and yeah, I don't know, it didn't really work. But it did. Wyatt Russell was great in it, and I'm looking forward to him returning in the Thunderbolts this year. I think I'm actually looking forward more to the movies coming out this year than I did the majority of movies that came out last year for 2024. I mean, that being said, Self-Reliance, I think this was just on Hulu, and this wasn't great. It was a C. The concept was interesting. Jake Johnson's character, if he's by himself, he can get killed, right? Like, he actually dead. Almost like my YouTube channel was. So Mean Girls, right? Fucking hate Mean Girls. I don't like the original. It's not my movie. I don't think I'm the demographic for Mean Girls, and I don't understand how this movie exists. Like, why does it need to exist? It is a musical, so already a little bit for me. I'm not saying all musicals are bad, but I kind of hold musical. If I'm gonna like a musical, it's gotta be really good because musicals aren't my genre. Like, take any of these movies, and then if you turn it into a musical, I probably will like it less. Although In a Violent Nature, if that was a musical, that'd be fucking hilarious. That was such an ingenuine laugh. Lift was just your typical action movie Netflix schlock. I don't know. I don't think I liked it that much. But it wasn't bad. So we'll say it's a C. Argyle was pretty interesting. It was like, oh, can you trust this person because now they're doing this, but they were doing this and this and that. And then a lot of fancy people. It's a big ensemble. They all come together. And then it has some really cool moments in the movie. Surprisingly, not the only movie on this list to have a very, very, very ridiculous dance scene. I actually saw it with my mom, and she loved the movie up until that scene. And I loved the movie, and then loved it even more because of that scene. So, you know, it's just, you know, the different strokes for different folks. I don't like that phrase, but like, I mean, honestly, yeah. Lisa Frankenstein started to do very good things for me. And there are a few movies where towards the end they start to lean into a particular tone that I like. And Lisa Frankenstein, it started being very like drama. Can you still see the shadow? Oh no, that's just my head. I got weird lighting in here. It started being like kind of like, oh no, we killed that person. And I loved it. It was very cheesy, but it only like did that at the end. And I get it, you know, movies have to develop and whatever, but like if it just really leaned in to how ridiculous it was, I would have loved it even more. So with that being said, I'm just gonna give it a B. Madam Web was not right for this role. I don't think she's I'm not gonna say she's not a great actress, but she doesn't, it's not that she's not versatile, it's just, is not as expressive. She's a very... I don't know who to compare it to, but Dakota Johnson, she doesn't do it for me. It was terrible. The villain was terrible. It was like some weird Spider-Man. You're a D+. You're a D+, okay? In Dune. You know, I got a weird relationship with Dune. It fits into the movies of like Avatar for me, where they're very long movies, but you are immersed into that world. And then you just kind of like, all right, you're in it. It's cool, you're enjoying it, but then you need some action to happen. And that's Dune. It immerses you into the whole world of Dune. But then I'm just like, all right, this is nice. It's cool, just waiting for, oh, action. And then you kind of go back. I don't know. I don't know if that's bad or good. Maybe it's just like, I'm in the movies where more like a lot happens, but it's not my kind of action. I'm gonna say it's a B+. With Argyle, maybe it should be an A-. But no, that's just me feeling like I have to give into society's demands, where Dune is a fucking masterpiece. A lot of people like Dune. I liked it, just not totally for me. And yes, I probably will see the third one. Oh, and this is Dune Part 2. I don't think it really says it here. It says it very small right there. But yeah, this is Dune Part 2. I saw Dune Part 1 in theaters too. That was on a list last year's video or whatever. Spaceman. D-, only because there was a talking spider in it. And I was so captivated. Not that it was a good thing. Like, it's just... Why is this happening? You know, whatever. I thought he was going to be like stranded on Earth, a different planet. But no, he's in a spaceship with a spider, and it's weird. And it's voiced by Paul Dano, the Riddler. Is that weird to say that he's the Riddler? Because forever it was just Jim Carrey. But terrible movies. Not really. Whew, why did I say that? Imaginary was kind of on the same boat as Night Swim. Not saying it's C+, but I'm putting it there just right now, in that it just takes a very simple premise and just tries to make it work. And I mean, honestly, this could work way better. I'm gonna say it was a B-. It actually had a really cool ending sequence with like the set they were in, and it was very funhouse, mind-bending kind of, which is what I wish Heretic was. Like, the trailer did it very well. We'll get to you, Hugh Grant. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. You know, I'm kind of done with these sort of movies where it's like, hey, we did these movies decades ago and we're still doing them, but now we're gonna tie the decades ago to the new one and just make that work. And I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's just rinse and repeat. You know, Jurassic Park Dominion did it, and I remember I didn't like that movie that much. There's just a lot, and it's like they bring the old characters back, and then they had existing like already established characters from the reboot. It's not a reboot, but it pretty much is. And then you got new characters. And I actually like the new characters, but because you need the old characters, because, you know, their original movies weren't good enough for them. I'm not saying that's true, but it's like, come on, you've already had your fucking fun. It was just all kind of like, I'm not saying it was distracting, but there was a lot of different layers, but I did have fun. I like Paul Rudd. Roadhouse. So I have seen the original, I believe, and I'm not gonna be one of those people that compares them. It's not. Because I'm not a diehard Roadhouse fan. It's not of my time. It's just, I like Jake Gyllenhaal. And I mean, it was still not great. It is a C+. It's not a great movie, but it was still fun. Like, you could have been any of these, but no, you're right there, right in the middle. Is that right in the middle? Probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nope, right in the middle would be a B-. But you're still a C+. immaculate. Same thing that Lisa Frankenstein did for me. It did one part towards the end that I wish it would have really fucking stepped into, where this woman is just murdering church people. Immaculate for me was actually, I say a B-. That was really cool because it wasn't actually supernatural. I don't think it was science, but it made you believe it was supernatural at first. And it was really, really well done. I just kind of wish she would have murdered more people. So it's a B. Oh, look, I compared. It's an airplane. The First Omen, I actually saw back-to-back with Immaculate, and a lot of people I've talked to who have seen these movies, like Ashley included, like The First Omen way more than Immaculate. Not me. So it's a C+ for me. I don't even really remember The First Omen. And as far as like the original Omen, I've never seen it. I didn't need to. I didn't want to. Maybe I probably would like it, but I stay away from. I'm more open to them now, but religious, exorcist movies, they're hard. For me, a lot of them are the same. Like, I'm surprised I even like the Conjuring movies as much as I do. Because it's just that kind of horror. I'm not saying it's not my cup of tea, but I like goofy slashers or gore and things like that. I don't need you fighting the villain in the third act with some water. I don't. Look, what really did it for me was the Pope's Exorcist. When he's just like, oh, if you can do anything, fucking possess that pig. And then the devil's like, I can possess a pig. And then he gets fucking hammered. And that's funny. That was funny to me. So yeah, you are a C. I don't really remember you that much because I was still riding high. That probably not fair. Like if I had seen just this movie, but like I'm sorry, you had to follow up Immaculate, and for me, Immaculate was better. Can I remember what movie's next? What did we see after The First Omen? Was it Godzilla? It was Godzilla. With that being said, look, these movies are the same to me too. The Godzilla and Kong movies, they fought the mecha one, and he's pink in this one. I'm not a big Godzilla fan. I like King Kong a lot more. But like, look, I'm man enough to admit King Kong, he'd get destroyed. The dude, he's got lasers, all right? You need like a fancy arm right here. And yeah. But it still doesn't. I like that they can fight and also work together. That's pretty cool. With that being said, what did I think about the movie? It was okay. For me, they're fun. I think they're fun. They're B-. You're gonna be right in the middle. Like C+ kind of seems too rude. Yeah, I'm gonna hurt the monster's feelings. Speaking of, there's a dragon. I guess that's a monster. Damsel was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I'm gonna say it was a B. There's not much I want to say about it. It was just, this video would be 2 hours long if I gave you my fucking mini reviews of every fucking movie. But I had a good time, especially for a Netflix movie. Probably would have been weird if it wasn't a Netflix movie, because there are movies on this list that just feel like streaming movies. That one feels like a streaming movie. That one feels like a streaming movie. That one feels like a streaming movie. That one should have been a streaming movie. But hey, what can you do? I got a lot of spit in my mouth. You guys don't need to know that. Abigail feels like that's the movie that would kick off the year. I like to start off the year with like, they give us kind of fun horror movies. And that's what Abigail was. It was very fun. I'm gonna say it was an A-. The end of the movie actually, like, it did some things I just wasn't expecting it to do. I'm like, oh, we're introducing this character? I didn't know we needed him, but like, cool. There's the main vampire dude. The Fall Guy was kind of like Argyle for me. It had some really cool like camera editing stuff in it. Like, it's not just they actually played with the frames and made it be fun. And then the actual like plot of it had some good stuff. It was, and I love these two. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna say that was also an A-, perhaps an A. What are we doing? There we go. Yeah, Taro, you C-. This would have been a cool series, but I've said it before. If a movie is made into a series, I'm less likely to watch it. Movies are easier for me to get into. It's just, though, Tarot had so many different cards, and each card was like a different creature, character, being, monster, beast, I don't freaking know. And a movie, it was kind of short. It didn't really give every character their due diligence, so... You know, there were just some that were like really focused on, and then some that were very quick, and maybe not even all of them were. I think there were like 12 total. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've seen it, and even when I saw it, no, it's just been a while. In Violent Night, this is surprising for me. This is really surprising because this movie, I don't want to say boring, but this movie was slow. It was good because it was slow, because that's what the movie wanted it to be. It did it very well, and fuck, I love gore, and dear God. Yeah, In a Violent Nature is fucking, it's stupendous. And they're coming out with a sequel, and I bought its Blu-ray because it's got a fuck ton of behind the scenes and bonus features, and I need to watch them. I gotta watch them. It's amazing. Wow, we got everything filled besides D, F, and S+. I already know what my... Here, we'll just skip. I already know what my S+ is. It's the only movie on this list that I saw twice in theaters. And then I was bored one day and started watching it on Disney+, okay? I don't know if that's great criteria for a movie, but there is something to be said. If your movie is the movie that I choose to see more than once as opposed to seeing a new movie, or like a different movie, it was a new at the time still, whatever, you get it. You gotta be on this, you gotta be up here. So, it was the Kingdom, no, not the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movies, the Planet of the Apes movies, like the new ones, the current ones, are, they are very, like, they're very intense. Not like you're sweating sitting at the edge of your seat, but they are very emotional. They're very intense. This one was a little bit, it had some levity to it, and it wasn't a bad thing. I enjoyed it, but it was just kind of predictable at parts, so I'll say it is a B. Yeah, I'll put it B-, right in the middle. Inside Out 2, oh my God, Inside Out 2 was phenomenal. I wanted to see this twice, but I wanted to see it with like children, the second, like my girlfriend's niece and nephew, but they had already seen it, so I don't. For this, I think adults were able to enjoy Inside Out 2 more than kids were, and that is just kind of why I wanted to see it with them. It's just to like, how do kids like it? Because I love it, and it's like when you love something, you want to share it with other people, but I wanted to share it with like completely different minds, and just, I feel like I also wanted to enjoy it more through probably who this movie was made for. Like, obviously it's a Pixar, no, it's a Disney, it's a Disney movie, it's not Pixar. It's just animated beautifully. So yeah, I'm gonna say this was an A+. No, this was also an S for me. Yeah, it's phenomenal. I still talk about it. Like, when people are posting like all the color theories about it, it's like, yo, when anxiety takes over Riley, everything that she starts seeing in the real world is orange. And I'm like, oh, that is fantastic. I do want to watch it again. It's incredible. That was so well done. I've never seen The First Strangers. I know about it. And this is just that movie, except done in kind of a different setting. And it's the same fucking, I don't know. Because they're wanting to redo, is it a trilogy or something? Because this is chapter 1. And they're coming out with chapter 2 will be different than any Strangers already existing movie. But this one, but let me not judge it just based on that it's already kind of a thing. Let me just judge it if I actually liked it. I don't know if I did. There we go. That makes me happy. So we had A Quiet Place. We had A Quiet Place Part 2, which was like fine. This one, I think, has more of a reason to exist than the sequel did. But I don't know, like, still, there's just something about A Quiet Place where you're seeing people live their lives just having to be quiet. This is just more like a monster movie and people running away. And it just so happens that it's A Quiet Place. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't that memorable for me. I'm gonna say it was a C+. I love me a shark movie. And this one was pretty cool. I'm gonna say it was also a C+. Because I don't really remember it that well. I remember I enjoyed it. I just like sharks. Sharks are cool. Maybe not in real life. I mean, they are cool. But I like shark movies. I really like shark movies. Family Affair. It was good. It was heartfelt. I'm gonna say it was a B. Ugh, that felt weird. No, we'll say it was a B-. Okay. If I would say it was an A. No, because then I feel like I feel like this and Abigail can't be on the same tier. But I don't want to put Abigail at a B+. But I don't want to put If at an A. So sacrifices have to be made. Yeah, If was really fun. Furiosa. You know, I've never seen the Mad Max movies. I think back in the day I watched the Thunderdome, which is like, what, the third one? Second one? I don't know. But Furiosa, I love Chris Hemsworth and Anya Taylor-Joy, and it just seemed really cool. And I actually liked this movie so much that I went ahead and bought the Mad Max Fury Road, or Saga, whatever it's called. No, this one's the Saga. That word always confuses me. But yeah, I remember I really liked it, but it was kind of like Dune, where it's just, they really don't cut. They show you everything. There's action scenes, and then there's in between, which is some talking, some world building, this and that. And I mean, it sounds actually like how you should do a movie or something, but sometimes I just kind of there, you know? With that being said, it was actually, I would say it was... See, I refuse to do a ranking video like this because comparing some of these movies, like trying to compare those is impossible for me. But I so badly want to be like, it was a B, but better than all of these movies, but it wasn't a B+. You know, I will say it was a B+. Yeah, that was actually really good. Twisters. Holy shit, that was incredible. I'm gonna say it was an A+ for me. Yeah, Twisters was phenomenal. The only thing I regret about seeing Twisters is that I did it not in 4DX. But that's not my fault. I live in fucking Columbus, a big ass popular city in Ohio, and we don't have any fucking 4DX theaters. If you don't know what those are, let me just, if there's a fucking tornado, my chair would start doing this stuff. That sounds awesome. That is how I want to enjoy Twisters. But no, the closest 4DX theater to me was like 4 or 5 plus hours away in Tennessee or some shit, and we didn't do that. We just saw it in a regular theater. Still really fucking awesome. Did I really see that after Twisters? Like Glenn Powell back to back? I think I actually wanted to watch Hitman because I loved him in Twisters. Oh, and that movie for me was not good. I'm sorry. It wasn't. He was great in it. Doesn't mean it's a good movie. It was not good. I don't know. He was fun. But I just really didn't like I don't know. I'm good with a C. This movie was really big in the horror community, but it didn't work for me. I didn't like the magic balls that you put in these dolls, that you go into the houses and then it possesses only the father or the husband, and then it kills the, like, what did you guys do? Fucking just fill in a Mad Lib story and then make it scary? It's not a D. I'm not gonna watch it again. This movie, it was slow, and it was not for me. Yeah, it's too far-fetched. Yeah. Trap was fun. It's stupid, but it's fun. So for me, that was a B. Look, I don't want to defend that anymore. It was a B for me. That was actually a very enjoyable movie. It was not a good movie, but I enjoyed it, and I think that's the most important thing. It doesn't need to be a cinematic masterpiece, just as long as it makes Tyler laugh. My mouth is so fucking dry. Alien Romulus. See, I'm not a big Alien fan. And it's not to say I don't like them, like the movies and stuff. I just haven't really watched them. With that being said, it was good. The beginning, oh my god. It was silent in the theater, and like it had the fucking boldness to just be silent for a bit. Whew, that was a movie worth seeing in theaters. There were a lot of these movies. There's a good handful of these movies that you don't need to see in theaters. Lisa and Frankenstein could have been, and it's not to say it's bad, it's just that would have been a fun movie to watch at home. Let's see. Mean Girls would have been a fun movie to watch on an airplane that was crashing into the ocean. Madam Web would have been fine streaming. Yeah, this movie had to be theaters. This movie would have been comfy at home. This movie would have been also fine at home. This movie would have been good to watch during a fucking actual tornado. That would have been so cool. Fuck. I just spit. I'm so angry. But yeah, Alien Romulus, that was incredible. Sorry. Ooh, jackpot. Yeah, that was, I think, Amazon Prime something. That was fun. Why do I keep fucking need more Arnold Palmer? It was like this in Self-Reliance, where like the premise, I'm like, oh, well, that sounds fucking interesting. People got a lot of money and you try to kill them. Well, okay, that sounds like any generic action movie, but these were done as comedies, so it was funnier. Thus, for me, more enjoyable. But actually, I love action movies. They just gotta be done well. In fact, have I seen any action movies? Like, any movie that you could arguably look on this list and say that is an action movie. Beekeeper. This is the Beekeeper. Oh, Jackpot. Did I like that one? I did. That was fun. Yeah. Okay. The Union. Yeah, The Union was fucking... Was that a Netflix movie? Yeah, it's a Netflix schlock. It's like, it's cool, you get some big names, and then you do... Oh, that's an action movie. See? It's really hit or miss. You either do it well or you don't. It's like The Exorcist kind of supernatural horror movies. A lot of them, for me, are kind of the same. So you gotta do something that, you gotta do something well that makes yourself stand out. The Union... I don't know. I like Mark Wahlberg so much that today I might go see Flight Risk. I don't know. I don't know if I feel like leaving my house. Definitely got to put on pants. Ooh, Blink Twice. Blink Twice did something. That's a good original fucking... I'm gonna give it... Blink Twice. I'm gonna give it an A-. That was... I don't want to see that movie again. Like, it's a very, like... hard movie to take it. No, some movies you watch and that's the experience and the feelings you feel from that movie, that's one and done. I got what I needed to get from that movie. the first time I watched it. So seeing it again, it's not going to give me that same reaction. So I don't want to, you know, that was a really good movie. Like another movie that I don't need to see again on this. I just thought of it and I'll see it. Heretic. I'll explain later because I keep jumping around. Got ADHD as fuck. All right. Blink twice. Yes. Blink twice. Blink twice. Blink twice. What did I think about that? I mean, I already told you what I think about it. But what color do I want to put? Is it a green? Is it a light green? Blink twice. I feel like it should be a yellow for an A. It was it. No, yeah. I mean, it's actually really good. Oh, look, yellow, 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 yellow. Ah, but then white. I mean, if I'm going by colors and I'm not, because that would put In a Violent Nature as a D fucking plus. You can go fuck yourself. That movie's incredible. Go watch it if you like being super squeamish. Afraid. So we are very much in a time, in an era where horror movies, they do, a lot of them do a good job on kind of like staying relevant, because what's scary? A shark walking on some legs, or your phone kind of like becoming evil? Both sound fucking ridiculous, but you can relate to the phone because you use it every day, and it's becoming more and more, it's relevant, and it's can be a real threat, you know? I've never seen a shark walk on legs. So it's not as scary because I don't have that real connection to it. That is a great analogy. Good job, Tyler. Yeah, Afraid, but it was stupid. It was so fucking stupid. I love the concept. Everyone was like, oh, you remember that Disney Channel original movie Smart House? Yeah, it's that, but like adult and scary. Smart House is fucking scary. It's the concept, man. The concept of your house turning against you, like you are supposed to feel at home in your home. You're supposed to feel safe. That is your place. And when you can't feel that anymore, that is terrifying. Afraid just made it fucking weird at the end. We're like, do you want me to show you my true form? This is my AI house voice. Do you want me to show you what I really look like? I look like a scary person outside of your house. Fuck off. Fuck off. Speaking of fuck off, don't fucking yell at me just yet. I love Beetlejuice. Fucking love that movie. It's done so, the effects are so, it's not cheesy, but they are of their time. They have their charm. You love it. Beetlejuice, it should have tried to distance itself a little bit and make it its own thing. You had about 4 or 5 different plots going on within this movie. If you would have gotten rid of 2 of them, movie would have been perfect, because you would have been able to spend more time. They were in the fucking, like, the underworld, or whatever they called it, when you just found out you're dead and you're in the lobby and like you're waiting. They went there, and then they went more and explored that, but like at the end for like 5-10 minutes only, because they wasted their time with Willem Dafoe and Beetlejuice's ex. The fuck? And then they show up at the end and they're like, we didn't really need to be here. Yeah, no fucking shit. You didn't. You would have been a fucking A+ or an A. But because of that, you are a fucking C+, piece of shit. Not to say it was bad. Could have been fucking better. And because you could have been better, that made you worse. I'd be a terrible critic. That's why I do these for fun. Okay, Speak No Evil. Speak No Evil was fun. Once again, it's like, why did it have to exist? It wasn't an original movie. It was based off of a foreign movie, and then they made an American version of it, and that American version of it was actually really cool. And I think it only worked because of James McAvoy here. With that being said, it was a B+ for me. It was good. It was a good movie. Go watch it. Uglies. We'll see. I'm not gonna. Stupid. The substance. Holy fucking shit. The substance for me. Was it an S plus? Oh, you're good. You're good, but you also confused me at some point, so you're gonna be an S. Yeah, my brain is a very simple brain. Lowlifes was fucking okay. It's a fucking Tubi original. This movie should have actually been in theaters because it was that fucking. I don't want to say it was that good, but like it was. No, it was fucking. That's a great movie. It's not like just some stupid. Like just under. No, it is. It was a sleeper hit. It was under the radar, but it didn't deserve to be. It just probably really low budget, very cheap. And so it was not marketed at all. In fact, I only know this because my buddy Anthony, he just saw it on a list of movies that came out that week. And then he's like, Tyler, have you seen this movie? I'm like, dude, haven't even heard of it. He's like, we're fucking watching it. We watched it. There are things in this movie I've never seen in a movie before. And so when you have that kind, when you can do that, that is when you belong in the fucking theater for people to watch. And it is just a shame that not as many people, we're going to have more people watch Long Legs than Low Lifes. Not saying anything bad about Long Legs, not saying anything bad about The First Omen, but it's like more people should be watching Low Lifes. With that fucking being said, you were a goddamn A-. That movie was so fucking good. Whew. Excuse me for 1 second, please. Boy Kills World. So, I prefer to see movies in a theater. I don't know. It's partially for the experience, partially for when I'm in a theater, I'm not on this, okay? I can focus in a theater. I am immersed into that movie. I feel like my 2 hours in a theater watching a movie versus my 2 hours at home watching the same movie is time better spent in the theater because I am focused on it. I'm not at home wasting time watching a movie. I'm in a theater enjoying the movie. Wow, that was actually a very cohesive thought. That makes a lot of sense. I watched it by myself in my living room. I enjoyed it. Probably would have enjoyed it the same in theaters, if not a little bit less. That was actually like a good home movie. But it wasn't that good. The Art of Dying. Terrifier 3 was really fucking good. So here's the story behind this. I really got into Terrifier last year. I finally watched the first one and tried to watch it with my girlfriend. This was in preparation for the third one that was at the time coming out. And it's like, yo, I'm so into this. So I want to watch the first one. And I watched it with her at home. And Ashley was just... She couldn't do it. She's on her phone, hiding. She couldn't. I for some reason, I'm a gore hound. I love it. I love this stuff. She couldn't do it. So then I had to watch Terrifier 2 by myself, which was like twice as long as the first one. And then I'm like, babe, please come watch Terrifier 3 with me in theaters. Because I don't really like going to the theaters by myself anymore. I go with Ashley. That's our thing. I mean, we have a lot of things, but like that's a big thing that we do together. So she did, and she still was kind of like, I'm like, oh fuck it, I don't eat popcorn, but like that would have been a popcorn movie. Actually, no, that probably would have been disgusting. You don't eat while watching Terrifier. Anyways, yeah, Terrifier 3 was fucking great, and this movie is the only reason that We Live in Time is on my list. I would have not seen this movie had it been for Ash, because you saw Terrifier 3 with me. I will see We Live in Time with you. Okay? We're not a big, like, romance movie kind of couple. Horror, again, that's our fucking thing. But she was like, I saw really interesting things about this on TikTok, so I want to go see it. And I was like, I will do that with you because you fucking endured Terrifier 3 with me. And Terrifier 3 is fucking great. Well, here, while I'm fucking talking about it, it jumped all over the place. The cuts in it made it so challenging because it deals with this couple throughout different points in their life, but we're here. It's all over the place in their life chronologically. Like the time, I was confused watching it. Like it'd probably take me 10 minutes and then I'd understand what I saw 10 minutes ago. But at that point, they're already it keeps going. Obviously, that's what a movie fucking does. But I didn't have the mental capacity to just fully understand it. So that story could have been told better. But honestly, it probably wouldn't have worked. And so because of that, it's just wasn't that great. Woman of the Hour. I wanted that to be creepier than it. No, it was creepy, but like it was based on a serial killer. You can see this dude behind her. But like she lived I'm not saying, oh fuck, I wish she would have died, but it was just kind of like, all right, well, that was my experience with this guy. Not a lot happened. It wasn't terrible. It did have me kind of on the edge of my seat, on the edge of my couch seat, because it was a Netflix movie. Which that could have been a theater movie too. But yeah, Woman of the Hour, I think was a solid C. Don't Move, actually really, that was interesting. That was very, very interesting. I'm gonna say that was a B+. That was a really good, I think about that movie too. That was really different. It's basically like, hey, woman, you're gonna be paralyzed and I'm gonna kill you. Good fucking luck. And that's the movie. Like, bravo. I like when movies can successfully take the smallest of concepts and make that work. Like, good job. Ooh, Smile 2. So, my only issue with the Smile movies, because there are 2 of them, in case you didn't know, is their endings. They never end well. And that's not a bad thing. I just fucking hate it. This is a B+. Not an A-. This is a B+. Fucking okay. Heretic. I don't think I would have ever, if you would have said, hey, do you want to go watch a movie where 3 people talk about religion for the whole time? It's like, no. It works. It fucking works. It would have been higher up on this list had the ending kind of, like the end setting matched the rest of the movie. It was like creepy, and then like creepy creative, like these settings where they're in their house, the living room, and then they're in like this game room, but then they're like in a dark kind of basement dungeon. And I'm like, oh, kind of want it to be more fun. See like how he's playing with like these little dolls here, and you probably have seen it in the trailer where like he's got them, they're like a diagram, like a diorama of his house, and it just seemed really fun and like kind of labyrinthy, and like machines working like the house. He's got like all these switches and automatic timers and stuff, but then they're just in a dark, wet basement at the end of the movie. Or it's more like a dungeon, which was cool. There's a fuzzy. But yeah, so you're an A- for me. Ooh, Incoming. So there is a genre of movies where, oh my god, we are freshmen, we were invited to this kick-ass party, and we have to go because it's going to change our lives forever. And I'm like, ugh, whatever. Because that wasn't me when I was younger at all. So I don't relate to it as much, but I liked it because this was a kid from The Black Phone. That was a very... I left that movie in my living room feeling really... I was like, oh, that was cute. You know, it ends with the kid, he finally singing. You know, he's singing a song. Literally, he's in a gymnasium singing a song. Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm young. Like, it was heartfelt. I would say that was a B-. Yeah. My Old Ass. I wanted that. It's gonna make me sound like a pervert. I wanted that to be a little bit more sexy. Cause like, they're just... That's the grown-up version of her, and they're talking to each other, and in the trailer that's all like, can we kiss, can I at least see my old ass? But then the movie, it's like, no, we're gonna cram you down with life matters, enjoy your life, don't take anything for granted. I'm like, I don't need to know these lists. I don't need people to tell me this. I wasn't crying, but it's like, oh, wow, this is actually really fucking wholesome and heartfelt. It's not typically my type of movie. I'm not saying like your movie shouldn't, make you rethink your life sometimes, but like, just wasn't expecting it. So, with that being said, this might be the hardest one on this list to rank. Because I think about it sometimes. Because it was a very impactful movie. But did I like it? I will say you were right in the middle of this list. Didn't we establish B- was in the middle? I think it was. If not, no, I'm pretty sure it was. Ooh, Brothers. Brothers was pretty fun. But that was also, I kind of was just watching that. And kind of would like zone out for a little bit, probably on my phone, look back up and like, oh, that's right, this movie's still playing. Have we been at 90% this whole time? Go fuck yourself. You should have been. Oh, see, now it's way zoomed in. But I can't break continuity. We're going to go back to 90. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Yeah, Brothers. I like Peter Dinklage and I like Josh Brolin. And they did very well. So for that, B-. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm good with that. I saw the TV Glow again in the horror community, and it wasn't so much like a horror gore movie. It was, I don't know what subgenre of horror this is. Kind of like that psychological. Actually, I don't even know if it was horror, but I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. And that's not a bad thing. It's just the movie wasn't. I was not this movie's target audience, and we missed it in theaters. Again, it wasn't in theaters for a very long time because it's very low budget. It doesn't have the pull that like a fucking Venom movie will have. It doesn't even have to be good, but it's a fucking Venom movie, so it's going to get more attention than this original indie. It's just so I had to watch it at my house, and I couldn't fucking stay awake. And I've seen I've seen movies in theaters, and I have fallen asleep. And it's really hard for me to say because I was tired and this movie didn't keep me awake that it's bad. Sometimes if you're just tired, it doesn't fucking matter what you're watching. Your body wants to sleep. You're in a dark ass theater in a cozy chair and you just fall asleep. Regardless of the movie, but this movie, it was like this. This movie was basically me watching it, where I'm cozy, I'm comfy, I'm in a dark room, watching the TV glow, and I fall asleep. A lot. I wake up, fall asleep, wake up, fall asleep. When it was over, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, and now I'm awake, So because of that, it's a C-. Venom 3, that was actually kind of disappointing. Oh, another movie that had a big dance number. I don't really like the Venom movies. They're weird. And it's not, for me, it's not a good weird. They're just kind of weird. Yeah, D+. Time Cut was fun. That was actually a very wholesome movie where people get killed. I had a good time. Can you see my thumb? You can. It was not too bad. Whoa, the sun really came out because when I first started this video, it was not a harsh. Boy, the lighting. I gotta figure out the lighting when I do these videos from now on. Should I open up this window too? Yeah, it's funny that, I should have definitely opened up this window. Because I used to sit here in front of actually these curtains. These curtains right here. You remember this? This used to be my fucking backdrop. But no, I moved into this new house. I got a new room. I was like, fuck it. You're actually going to see my room. Not all of it, because there's actually a lot of cool stuff around here. But yeah, now I'm actually using my curtains as curtains. Stay open. Stay. What was I talking about? Oh, Time Cut. The kid in this movie was he was so adorable. This little dyslexic kid who thought that he wrote to Santa but spelled Satan. It was fun. It's a B, and I'm not putting it there just because it fills that gap, but that does bring me joy, just like Dear Santa did. It is a B- though. So Red One got a lot of shit where it's like, oh, The Rock makes another bomb, because The Rock, his movies don't make that much money, right? Do they? He just makes a lot of money off of them. But it was supposed to be an Amazon movie, and their strategy was just like, hey, let's fucking market this movie by actually putting it in theaters. And so then it broke records on Amazon. I guess it worked, right? And a lot of people don't like it. I really fucking like the Red One. That was really cool. That was like the Santa Claus meets Percy Jackson. B+. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Ooh, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, that was fun. I don't know that much about Sonic, and my buddy Anthony, he absolutely loves Sonic, so I went to see that with him. And after the movie was over, he was telling me the differences of like, oh, Shadow was actually, you know, this happened with him, and it was this and this. And that's kind of the thing with like, when I see the Marvel movies or any comic book movie, and then it's like, oh, well, did you know originally it was this, this, this? And sometimes that can ruin it for me, and sometimes that can actually increase my appreciation of something. With this, it kind of lowered it, where I'm like, oh, well, now I kind of wanted them. I wanted more Shadow and Sonic than fucking 2 Jim Carreys. I love Jim Carrey. You had your first movie. You had your second movie. You didn't need to fucking be in this third movie. Although I know that you tied into Shadow, but I did not need to fucking see a 5-minute dance breakdown with you. I just... Ugh. Oh yeah, I'd say it was an A. Oh, Subservience. Another AI movie where she is Thecthodol, but not really, but like turned out to be. C. It was pretty good. Carry On. Carry On was like that kind of Netflix movie that just fucking hits. That could have been a theater movie too, but probably not at the time it came out. That probably would have been good in like April or something. That was an A fucking plus. That was a great movie. And Night Bitch. Night Bitch was a D fucking D. I thought that movie was gonna be way fucking different. It was a movie about motherhood and still being a woman and not being defined as just a mom. I thought it was just gonna be a woman who turned into a wolf. And no, it was like a surreal depiction of her domesticity and how she feel. Fuck. It just wasn't for me. I'm not saying it was bad. It probably had a lot of good conversations that I didn't need to be a part of. So yeah, you're a D. Nosferatu is what I fucking ended the year on. It was an A for me. It had a lot of cuts in it that like it would just, the juxtaposition between this scene to the next scene sometimes were a little jarring, and I was like, oh, weird transition, but okay. But God, there were like 3 days afterwards where I'm just, and I don't think I can do it now because I've been talking way too fucking much and my voice is shot, but I would just be like, heed thy counsel. I'd try to talk like Count Orlok, and it was a good movie. So I need to reevaluate this list because there has got to be something that's a fucking F. Thank you. But the thing is, up until I hear these negative reviews and shit, I want to go see these movies. And so unless I jump on a movie immediately, and there were a lot of movies this year. Every year there's so many options to go see. And so if I'm seeing something else, by that time, reviews have already come out for the other things that I haven't had time to see. And there were a lot of bad movies this year, apparently. because I didn't go see Kraven the Hunter, Mufasa, Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim, Joker 2, Borderlands, The Crow, although I knew The Crow was gonna fucking suck because the first one was so cool, and then they showed up Bill Skarsgård. Look, I'll take Bill Skarsgård in Nosferatu. I won't take him in The Crow. Okay? So there were some, like, Moana 2 probably should be on this list. Mufasa should be on this list, but it's just, I hear everyone talking about these movies sometimes, and I'm just like, fuck it. Too much drama. I'm gonna go see something completely different. I'm gonna go see something completely out of left field. Oh wait, I can't because these were in theaters for a fucking week. I need to relax. So, will you guys see me in a video soon? I don't know. I need to figure out my setup here. It's not terrible. I'm working with what I have. But I can't spend every video looking in the camera being like, oh, can you see, like, bleh? You know, I need to, when I had my corner with the curtains, I wasn't that distracted. But it was also fucking boring. So I wanted to spice things up in this house. And I've been here, I've lived here for like 9 fucking months. And this is the first time I've wanted to sit down and make a video. Once again, that could be a video for a different time, but honestly, I'll probably just say, fuck it. You don't need another video of me making excuses. I tried to record this video like 2 weeks ago. You guys want to see what this video originally started off with? Yeah, just keep watching. Forgot I was making this video. I haven't made a video in a long time, so usually I just walk in here and whatever I feel like wearing. Whoo, hey, what's up guys?